Not a single company, governor of any state would ever turn down Elon Musk and his team of Doge from coming in and providing free services to right the course and financially in any state or organization. It's ridiculous that we would demonize someone that loves this country so much.
All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian, and we've got to talk about what just happened in that subcommittee hearing. Honestly, it's getting to the point where you have to wonder if the Democrats are living in an alternate reality. Representative Eric Burleson just laid it all out there, plain and simple, and he basically forced them to confront their own massive, glaring hypocrisy when it comes to government efficiency. Look, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are stepping up to the plate with DOG, the Department of Government Efficiency. They are offering to come in for free and try to fix this bloated, slow, ridiculous bureaucracy we call the federal government. Any private company in the world would be begging for this kind of help. But the Democrats? They're acting like Burleson just suggested we burn the Constitution. It's insane. It's like they've completely forgotten their own history. Or worse, they're just hoping we have. We're going to dive into this whole hearing because Burleson brings receipts, and it is a sight to behold. Let's watch.
Mr. Whitman, the formation of agencies via the executive action is not new, right? The formation of Doge is not new. Can you are you familiar with any other previous presidencies where they've formed organizations like Doge via executive action?
Yeah, so actually the agency that Doge is occupying is one that was created in a previous administration. So it is something that happens routinely. But I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, there's been the Office of Budget Management was created, Environmental Protection Agency was created, the U.S. Digital Service, which is now Doge, was created all by executive order, right?
And actually one other I'd add is USAID was originally created through an executive order by President Kennedy and then later formalized.
And then, Madam Chair, I have a video I would like to end with that just, let's review, if we could cue that, to remind, and I want to remind my Democratic friends, at a point in which you once had the majority of the American people on your side, this is what your party believed in.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less.
I've read it, and where it says the president should, the president will.
Among the 800 recommendations, eliminating 12% of the federal workforce, merging some government agencies like the FBI, the DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, closing hundreds of government offices outside Washington.
From the day I took office, one of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. It means cutting some programs that I think are worthy, but we may not be able to afford right now. A lot of the action is in Congress and legislative, but in the meantime, we don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. And we're going to keep on finding every possible way that we can do that, even if Congress is not acting. There you go.
I think it speaks for itself. My time has expired.
Wow. Okay, let's break this down. Because Burleson just hit the nail so perfectly on the head, it's almost funny. It's the hypocrisy that really gets me. It's thick enough to cut with a knife. First off, let's address the whole executive action argument they were trying to use to discredit DOG. Did you catch that? They're trying to say, oh, it's unprecedented, you can't just create an agency like this, and Burleson shuts it down immediately. He points out the EPA, the Office of Management and Budget, USAID, all created, at least initially, through executive action. So that argument is completely bogus. It's a smokescreen because they don't want to talk about the actual issue, waste. And that brings us to the really good part, the historical clips. It is wild to see Bill Clinton and Barack Obama up there sounding exactly like modern-day conservatives when it comes to the budget. Clinton is talking about the Rigo report, cutting the workforce, merging agencies, closing offices. He's talking about making government cost less and work better. Sound familiar? Then you have Obama in 2011 launching his campaign to cut waste. He literally said they needed to root out wasteful spending and that they might have to cut worthy programs because the country couldn't afford them. He admitted Congress wasn't acting fast enough, so he was launching an initiative. Sound familiar again? It's exactly what Trump is doing with DOJ. So the obvious question is, what changed? Why are the Democrats in that room hyperventilating over Elon Musk trying to do the exact same thing their own presidents championed not that long ago? Here's my take. It's not about the budget anymore. It's about power and control. Somewhere along the line, maybe around the Obama years, definitely accelerating recently, the Democratic Party shifted. They stopped caring about the working class, the people actually footing the bill for this bloated government, and they became the party of the coastal elite, the rich liberals who don't feel the pinch of inflation or the insane tax rates. And when you don't feel the pain, you don't care about the waste. The bureaucracy has become this massive jobs program for the politically connected. It's a self-sustaining machine. But here's the real kicker, and this is why they are so terrified of Elon Musk. They aren't just afraid he's going to find waste, they're terrified he's going to expose the rot. Think about what happened when Musk bought Twitter. He didn't just find inefficiencies, he exposed absolute, undeniable collusion between the federal government and Silicon Valley to suppress stories they didn't like. The Hunter Biden laptop, the COVID narratives, he showed us the receipts. The Democrats are petrified that he's going to do the exact same thing to the federal government. They know what's buried in those budgets. They know about the sweetheart deals, the funding for pet projects that do nothing for the American people, and the deliberate bloat that keeps their power entrenched. And they can't admit it. They are trapped. If they agree with DOJ, they admit the government is broken and they've been lying to us. If they fight it, which they are doing, they look like they're defending waste, fraud, and abuse. It's a complete political checkmate. Burleson exposed them today. He showed that they have no principles left when it comes to fiscal responsibility. They only care about protecting the machine. It's time to let DOJ loose and see what kind of mess they find. Because you know, and I know, it's gonna be huge.